The how is not your job. The why is your job. If I were to have designed the how 5 years ago, 10 years ago, I wouldn't want to be in that how now.
Welcome to Dinner with Taryn, a podcast that feels like a dinner party where creatives and entrepreneurs discuss the real stories behind their work. I'm Taryn, your host, here to uncover those stories. And I hope that my guests and my listeners leave inspired by the sparks and the little moments of discovery that unfold around this table. So pull up a chair. Dinner's ready.
Cheers. Thanks for having me. I'm so excited. It smells so good.
What are we eating?
Okay, we're eating.
I was going to say, what did you want? You wanted Thanksgiving.
Well, I wanted Thanksgiving because honestly, I was trying to think of like a fun way to eat healthy food. Also, I love this meal. And my other favorite meal is like a brisket dinner. But I wasn't about to ask you to make brisket. You know what I mean?
Could you imagine?
That would be
I would do it for
wacko.
I would do it for you.
Thanks, Taryn.
Like hands up. So this is kind of essentially a combination of what you love and what you were craving tonight.
Yeah, for
Which is
sure.
fair, which we're allowed to. Okay, we're going to jump in.
Okay.
So I obviously know a little bit about you.
Yes.
But for those that don't, how would you describe who you are and what you do?
What I do.
Yeah, at a high level. We can go there and
Yeah.
but share what you
Like what I say to people like at an event.
your elevator pitch.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. So yeah, because when I say like who I am, it's like
Where do I begin?
who I
When I was born.
I know, literally, like, who am I? It's like, I'm finding that out every day. But the most important relationship of all is the one with yourself. Okay. Quote Carrie Bradshaw. Okay.
Yeah. Talk to me.
I say, yes, so I'm Serena Wolman. So I'm a choreographer and it varies. Sometimes I say artistic director. Sometimes I'll just say director.
Okay.
And should I explain more? Like, should I keep going in that?
Of course. Whatever feels authentic. It's like essentially just giving us a little bit of what you're doing right now in this very time.
Okay. Actually, okay. So in June, I am the founder and artistic director of a show called Kiss My Face. That I started about 4 years ago.
Okay.
And what Kiss My Face is a dance variety show that merges club culture and dance in the city.
Cool.
And so this was our 7th iteration that we put on. And then right after that, I choreographed. I'm talking more on the lines of like, what I've been up to, I guess, in my creative life is probably the best way to put it.
Perfect.
Okay.
And you can also tee in anything that like is getting you through your day-to-days if it feels applicable to who you are right now.
Yeah.
But it's okay if it stays in the creative lane.
Okay, great. Yes. So, I mean, Kiss My Face, honestly, given this past experience, to be fully transparent, was like, it took up a lot of aspects of my life.
Yeah.
And so
Valid.
I would say it was my life. But then, yeah, after Kiss My Face, my close friend and collaborator, who also works on Kiss My Face with me, started his own rave and performance art party called Play Me Techno and Tell Me I'm Pretty. Lavi had done a Play Me Techno in July right after that, and I choreographed for that. I'm a resident.
First one?
No. Oh, that was the 4th one, I think.
Cool. Okay.
And honestly, in my experience, like one of the most exciting, invigorating, like electric performances I had been at in a long time. Cool. Like it felt very spiritual. And I don't know if it's because where I was at in my personal life and where I was, my personal life, my artistic life. Like it still stands out in my reflections as like probably one of the highlights.
Interesting.
Yeah, like it really, it felt like a really rare, like gift of an experience.
Cool. And that was the first one that you went to?
No, I've choreographed for every single one.
Yeah.
And this was I think it was the it was the 5th time I've choreographed for it, but something about this show, it was like all the cosmos just like came together. And then after that Play Me Techno, was there another one at that space? What is
And these are all in spring. So your spring was heavy. So you had Kiss My Face.
Well, I had to Kiss My Face, into Play Me Techno, into figuring out a lot of things in my life, and to fit into teaching more and developing a class, into starting the process of directing a play for the first time, into another Play Me Techno. And that, I would say that experience that piece was probably one of my favorite pieces I've made, but the experience wasn't as like spiritually moving, but it was still incredible and amazing. And
So the output was obviously impactful, but the journey of the input wasn't necessarily one to write home about. Maybe it had its challenges. Maybe
for sure,
it didn't look the way you thought it was going to look.
But this one was like, artistically speaking, one of my favorite pieces I've made.
Okay, cool.
A lot of in part to your brother.
Okay, that's a fun little like piggyback off of our first episode.
Yes. Oh my God, it was very, very like an important part of this process.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so right now, you are doing a variety of things.
Yeah.
Flexing in between, it sounds like choreographing, being a bit of a creative director.
Yeah.
Also, essentially putting on like different hats, because we have a little bit of a rave, we have a performance, and then we have theater.
It's all like underground though, it's all like DIY.
Love. Great. So that's a little bit of the red thread. I was going to ask like what red thread, but I would also quickly love to backtrack.
Mm-hmm.
What led you into this? Like, what's your background in terms of kind of like what got you into the performance space? Were you a dancer growing up?
Yeah.
That kind of also tee up of that. We don't have to go too past, but I think
I'd love to.
It helps show me, and then obviously people listening, who you are and kind of what made you get into what you're getting into right now, so to speak.
No, I'd love to. Okay, so I grew up dancing.
Okay. What style?
General like ballet, like American, classic American sort of, I wouldn't even say like competition training, but like classic American sort of style, like very much influenced by So You Think You Can Dance, very much influenced by that. I was like that generation who grew up watching that show.
Totally.
I grew up in LA. So
are you from LA originally?
I'm from LA originally.
Part?
Westwood.
Nice, yeah.
If you know it.
Oh, totally.
And so by the time I was like a junior in high school, I knew I wanted to pursue dance as a career. And it was honestly because I had like the heart of wanting to do it. Yeah. I had the facility, I had the training, but I don't really know if I had like the brain for it, if I'm being totally honest with you. Like picking up combinations was so challenging. And remembering being present in classes enough to like excel in ballet was like not gonna happen. But I was very ambitious. So I worked really hard and I had the heart of wanting to do it, and like the big dream. So that kind of like, and then I had like some other like the facility helped and things like that.
Totally. But there was the ambition. I mean, you just said it beautifully. Like,
oh my, I was hungry. Like I wanted it.
Honestly, it's all you gotta be sometimes, right? Is hungry.
I mean, that's like 60%. Not, I feel like, I don't know. It's something. It's a big percentage.
So the fact that you care, or inspired.
Well, if you have to want it.
You have to want it.
Because it's not easy. And I'm grateful to say I had a lot going for me.
Yeah.
With support from like friends and like from my family. They're amazing. So like, that's also like a huge, huge part of why I'm here. So
I love it.
With that.
When did you leave LA?
So okay, I left.
No, you're good. I'm gonna keep you going. I got you.
So okay. I went to Jewish day school growing up.
Okay.
I grew up in like in an LA like liberal bubble.
Totally.
And I was like, by the time I was a senior in high school, that's sort of when like social media started to like really pick up. Like obviously we had Facebook and Instagram and everything. Oh my God, Facebook, I sound like a dinosaur. By the time I was like a senior, that's when Instagram became like heavily used. And so things would circulate and not circulate how they do now, but like I had exposure.
Yes.
And beyond that, I had exposure to like people who were my age at NYU and in New York and like girls I went to danced in a studio with when they went to college. I saw what they were doing. And it was sort of like, then this like tension really started to build when you see what your life could be. And I really did not like what my life was like in high school. Like I was insecure, really vulnerable, and very transparent about my sort of insecurities. But then I was kind of like a walking like duality because I was really effusive. But then I also had I had a confidence, but I was also like, when someone upset me, like you knew it. Like I was very sensitive.
Of course. And we are also very sensitive at that time.
Yeah.
As women, we go on a tangent about that, right?
Oh my God. Yeah. Well, because we have these like, I felt like I just had these big, huge emotions that I did not know what to do with.
No, we don't.
I was so like, I mean, like, it was like, I couldn't hold it. And it just like, it really
needed an outlet.
Well, yeah. And like, and I don't even, and like, I think dance really helped, but I think I'm like, sometimes that's why girls do. I mean, that's why people do what they do and they need to do it because they just have too much to hold and they like don't know what to do with it, how to regulate it, what to do with it, like how to really be able to like, not every thought needs to become an emotion, like to be able to dissociate. There's not much of like a cognitive stamina to be able to, you know what I mean? And so I think I like really struggled because I was very vulnerable about
heart on your sleeve.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see
and
in a great way.
And thank you.
No, it's a beautiful thing. But at the time,
it was just like I was a target. So anyways,
we were not in a place that you at a young age, might I add, like it's hard. Not a lot of people know at that stage of life. Like they don't see even a little bit of the North Star. Right? Like,
no,
it's very rare. Like we're like, I'm going to go to college, or like sometimes we'll have a little bit of an inclination of like how we want to move next, but we're 18, our brains aren't fully developed. Like we don't actually know how to fucking
and
move.
I also like, right? Yeah. But also at the same time, I grew up in LA.
So you're seeing so many things manifest all the time around you.
Yeah. And also like there was a certain kind of awareness, like,
yeah.
I mean, I'm sure it's the same with kids who grew up in New York. Like there's just an awareness of adulthood already.
Yes.
I think you're more sheltered in LA. And I think actually the privilege, if you grow up in a more affluent or upper middle class community, I think the bubble is probably larger than it would be in New York, because New York, you're just like thrown into it. And so I was like, I'm bohemian.
You're like,
I'm going to New York. I'm giving everyone the double bird and I'm going to go dance in New York. So I started like my outfits were just like, I wrote my college essay on Phoebe from Friends.
Yeah, you did.
Because I just like that TV character. Like she changed my life. She's who I wanted to be. And I wanted to be it like so badly. As I said, I was very, thank you. Like in the best way. To this day, I'm like, so cute. Well, because what happened was when I say like, I really struggled with, I had a really low self-esteem in high school. And I really struggled with who I was. Thank you. No,
okay. I mean, like, I empathize because that time is super impressionable on our confidence.
Oh my God. Well, I had a low self-esteem, and then I was getting help. And when I was like in 11th grade, like it was a low self-esteem so much so that like there were so many parts of me that I didn't like, that I just like, I wasn't able to either embrace my flaws or handle my flaws. If they were maybe like not something that I wanted to improve on, I didn't know how to look at it from a more productive place.
Of course.
With love. Starting with love always.
100%. Do you think when you got to New York, it was like a clean slate so that you can almost like start in a state of like, nobody knows me. I can really like put on like this new skin, Phoebe Buffet skin.
No, I literally,
Lives.
and I became friends with like only gay men because I was like,
You're
well, I can't,
gay man
I can't say that. I just,
No, but I can say it. Say it. I witnessed it. We went out and I was like, this woman pulls them. Like they are like, I'll use the term that my brother used. Your mother.
oh my God. Something about the queer and gay community that I just
Felt safe in.
so safe. But okay, what I was going to say, oh yeah. So in high school, a low self-esteem, didn't know how to love my flaws or handle them in a way that moved from love, no matter what. And so in therapy, I would say like, I don't, like, yeah, like kind of like really hard self-talk. And I was like, I just want to be Phoebe from Friends. Like I want to be her. And the therapist said, and it's really brilliant. She said, don't say I want to be her, but in situations say, what would Phoebe do? Right? And so
I really, really good tool.
Yeah, like really great tool.
Great tool.
And so I used that, and then I wrote my college essay on it.
Yeah, you did. And did you get an A?
Oh my God, I don't know. Because I ended up like applying. I went to Marymount.
Okay, I was gonna say, that's how you know all of Johnny's friends. Okay, great. I was like, where is
so I went to Marymount for a year.
Okay.
So then moving to Marymount was like, I came to this city at 18, just like wide eyes for the city. Like I came here like, so fucking excited. And then I had met, a lot of them are still today my best friends, but I had never best friends. And like, we were just like trashy, like going to, like using our fakes, going to all the gay bars in Hell's Kitchen, crawling around, like just having so much fucking fun. It was stupid.
That's great.
But then also
to do with that age.
Exactly. Yeah. But then I also should say this, like I glamorize it now, but it was tough. Like I still struggled with my self-esteem, with who I was. And also it was a rude awakening to where I was as a dancer, because I was kind of put in this pool. I was a big fish in a small pond at my studio in LA. And then I came to New York, and then I all of a sudden was like bottom of the totem pole. Like my technique was like pretty basic compared to some of my peers, and my close friends actually were like the stars in the program. And then I like really struggled with I felt really defeated. I was not doing well. The way the program was structured, the way the program was structured, the way my level, like I was level 1, like really just, and I worked really hard to try to, accelerate and do better. But honestly, I just kept getting no's, like, no. I was trying to audition for the higher program. Like they wouldn't even let me audition because I was really that sort of,
Do you feel
behind.
Do you feel like too, I mean, at the end of the day, we all start at a certain level of the ladder. Like it's just normal. Do you think like you said it and your own reflection of like where you were energetically, like it's twofold. You're battling to get up the ladder regardless of where your self-esteem is.
Yeah.
But your self-esteem, which so naturally so was at a certain level. So you're almost trying to climb 2 mountains at the same time. Gaining this confidence.
Yeah.
And also proving yourself in an environment that you literally said when you were young, you're like, that's the mountain I want to climb.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, at that age in life, that is a lot of climbing.
Well, it was so interesting because it was like these people were showing me obstacles, and I was so ready to take them on. Where the biggest obstacle, I hate to sound this cliche, but like the biggest obstacle is like myself.
It's not cliche, it's real.
I was so like, I really was, it was just ironic. It was like, these people are showing me challenge after challenge, and I'm like banging on their door, asking them how I can do better. And then at the same time, I was just like really struggling with, loving myself. But
which is so real.
It was real and true. And then there's still some beauty though in this, because rejection is protection.
Of course.
And the universe gives you what you need and not what you want.
Exactly in the moment. And not I was going to say not a penny more.
No, seriously, because then what happened? I had this like really incredible ballet teacher at Marymount who was just really beyond supportive. Like, I don't know if he was supposed to say these things to me, but would just sort of whisper in my ear a little bit, like, you don't have to be here. Like, you can go somewhere else.
Interesting.
Like,
Okay.
and I also had like other mentors, like my like pseudo uncle, like was like just people were taking me in and under their wing and just saying like, you don't like, this is a very particular world and it's a college program. Like, you don't have to be in this. You don't have to if you want to.
Were you saying to them?
Oh yeah.
You were expressing challenges. Okay.
Well, that was the thing. That thing about me is I tell, I'm always talking about what I'm going through.
But at the same time, you have a lot of different emotions coming through you.
Oh my God, yeah.
In a beautiful way. So
Thank
it's
you.
really cool that you had, so to speak, guardians.
Yeah.
You had guardians.
I have a lot. I have
So
a lot of
perfect.
guardians, a lot of gurus.
And so these teachers at Marymount were essentially saying like, why are you putting yourself through this? Is that what I'm sensing?
There was one who was like, he wasn't a full-time professor. So I think he was kind of okay to say, because he would just, he would like come in, teach his class and leave. Great. And he had a better scope too, if I'm being fully honest here.
No, you're
of the dance world and like really what it was.
And like what you need to be doing to get into it.
Yeah. And also like what's necessary for you. And
like put yourself through kind of.
And I think I also am grateful to say, like, I don't know how at that age, I just knew I wasn't going to succeed in that program. And I saw what it was. I saw the highest I could get. And I knew where I was then, I wasn't going to excel there. And so basically, I found Steps on Broadway. I saw they had a certificate program.
What's that real quickly?
So Steps on Broadway is like just a big sort of like dance institution in New York. It's been around since the 70s, and you come and you take open class, and it's where professionals will take their open classes, ballet, theater, jazz, contemporary, all the things. And so I'd been taking ballet classes there to get better and advanced in ballet, to get better at Marymount, to get the BFA.
Yeah.
But then I started to look into the STEPS program. Mm-hmm. And it was like a 2-year certificate program where you just take a bunch of open classes. You do some pieces. They were still developing the program. So I kind of came in like a guinea pig year, which I'm very grateful for, actually. And because it gave me what ended up happening was, so I went there. I told my parents to drop out of college. I was going to do that. It was more of like an asking and a telling. They were not happy about it. But I think I just told them like they had to trust me. They just, like I think they just didn't want me going out in the world without a degree. I think it was really important to my dad. And like for his own, like his own life and like what he wanted for his kids and, like what he wasn't able to get and all that stuff. And, but they end up coming around and were like insanely supportive and generous and like with everything, with like their love and spirit and everything. And, anyway, so I did Steps, and that program was like, it beyond changed my life. Like, it was like, I went there, so I was able to take all these open classes, and I was like, I ended up kind of burning out because like, when I say I was like so determined to get better, I mean, I was like in 5 classes a day.
Yeah, you were.
Like, I was really just driving it home. And then during that time too, was when my friend, we all started to grow up. We got into we were 21, and we got into just like the Bushwick house scene, the rave scene, from someone who was like really sheltered and fearful to kind of going to another extreme. But I actually really do love that time. That's like I think there were a lot of ups and downs. It was more volatile because the highs were really high and the lows were low. And I was coming into a version of myself that was more mature. And so I'm not really remembering the lows as much as the highs.
Which is actually really powerful because they both, like you said it, there's a duality. They both exist
Yeah,
in all stages of life.
exactly.
But even then, you're like, it sounds like you took away what that time was supposed to be and how, honestly, monumental that you like took this leap of faith. You not only said to your parents and your community, trust me. I'm like, I'm going to trust myself, because you also knew yourself well enough to know that the environment wasn't right for you. That is I'm going to just give you mad props.
Thank you.
Really, really tough thing to do for anybody at any stage of life. But at that point in your life, to be like, no, this is not serving me, and to just go out, like, that is huge life lesson.
Thank you.
And really, really courageous. And like I said, I pat you on the back for that. Because I was going to ask you, if you were to give advice to the person you were at that time, what would you give? Or not even advice, like you're sitting, I'm you at 18 or 19 at Marymount. What do you say to her? The one that was like,
oh my God, the first thing that came to mind was like, fly, like be free, like go fly, like you need to fly.
the full body response. I just, whoa.
Yeah, like go be free, go fly.
I have a sister, and I like actually feel choked up by that. It's really fucking cool. It's really, really cool. Okay, so that's powerful and real.
Thank you.
And it probably took you time to like, and still taking you time to probably feel that feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I ever, because it's maybe like at all those parties and all the raves, like maybe I felt free then. I don't know if I ever felt like truly free. I think there's always a little part of me that was like still a little neurotic, but
Yeah. It takes time.
it takes time. I feel like the times I've felt like fly like most free was probably just like in a synchronized moment, like in the city. I love the city so much. And just like walking, literally, I would walk my first few years here. I'd walk through Central Park because I lived in like Yorkville, like steps on the Upper West Side. So like the crosstown bus was like my thing. Loved her. I'm 79. Loved her so much. And
Picturing you getting on the bus.
oh my God, every day, every damn bit.
Yes.
No, but then so we
No, but,
went
like, really, I like
freshman year was Phoebe Buffet.
Okay.
Then like my second year was like the transition out of Phoebe Buffet, not really knowing what. And then third year became like not like too like kind of like quirky, artsy Bushwick. Because my best friend lived here.
If you were hanging around this,
Yeah, exactly.
you emulate it. I mean, I'm even emulating it at times. You can't.
You can't not. But now I live in Manhattan.
So you're like Bushwick
now,
rat to Manhattan socialite.
I mean,
you're like,
we're all
you said it.
Yeah, you said it. I didn't.
Okay.
At
this point,
we're on year 3, and I was also like so ambitious to now I wanted to be on Broadway, like Jazz Arena down. Like you couldn't get me out of my LaDuca boots. Like I really was like, no, I'm going to be on Broadway next year. Like I was leading with that
energy
and attitude.
Had you followed like Broadway shows? Like, were you like inspired by?
No. Yes. I mean,
It kind of sparked as you were in New York a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yes. But also I will say my big brother is a big Broadway actor and guy.
So cool.
And so he honestly really influenced a lot of like my love and my kind of early exposure to performance.
Cool.
Huge influence on me and impact.
And is he in the city? Shout out wherever you are.
We love you, Ben. Thanks, Ben. Thanks, Buffy.
Thank you. So he kind of was like inspiring you a little bit during this time, which is a cool.
He was also like he was in his like he always has been. And then also party culture. It really kind of opened my eyes to dance in general. Like it showed me how big dance is as as like a spiritual force, like beyond, like it was like dancing at the club and then dancing on stage, dancing in a studio.
Totally.
And it started like the way it just kind of like changed the neuro pathways a little bit.
Totally.
Really started to shift because I think to embody, like again, when I say I came into my sexuality, I really mean it. Like I started to understand my body differently. I was having sex. I was like with the same person too. So it was like really just having these like euphoric experiences at the same time of like coming into my artistry and myself. And I think what it did was like going to the club and dancing in that kind of way of like flying and being free as much as I could. Yeah. And as much as I could. And like even the idea of like kind of going out in as this new way, in this new form, it's already kind of like tapping into your sexuality in a different way. And
we have to be vulnerable. We have to, in order to have interactions, you have to let your guard down. You have to like
but
be in your body a little bit.
And also develop a certain persona.
Totally. You have to be identifiable to be able to be like, who are you? And why do I want to interact with you?
Yeah. Like you have to develop, you have to have a vulnerability because you are going to be putting yourself in certain spaces that like you have to have braveness for, but then you also have to develop a certain persona because you are going in these spaces like with your bestie and her guy, and you're just going to be, you know, shimmy, shimmy, cocoa, kinda like shimmy, shimmy, cocoa puff. Like people are going to be like, you know what I mean? And so that was also something about it. And honestly, and for better or worse, like I think that taps into the ego and that like,
but maybe that was a good thing. I was going to ask at this state of time.
Yeah.
Did you feel like that part of you, that the mountain we were discussing earlier, the one that was hard to climb because it was your own personal mountain. It wasn't necessarily the external environment that you had to climb. It was the sense of self, a sense of confidence, a sense of like, I believe and I also am, knowing that I am the person that I need to be in this environment. Do you feel like at this time, you experimenting like that in the club environment, putting yourself out there, exploring this new version of dance, helped you get there a little bit? It sounds like it did.
Yeah.
Like this felt like a very monumental part of the mountain climb.
For sure.
That's cool.
Because I mean, and I have to be honest, because the following year was not pretty. The following year was like
year 4, we're talking.
Yeah. My following year. So it was like kind of like this. And then
this is how it goes though.
A big, like massive shift in friends, massive shift. And that's why I say ego, because I think the people I was with, and it just kind of like, came on a certain, not like bitchy persona. I hope not, but I think just sort of, like a certain kind of confidence that I was able to claim.
Of course.
And then the following year, massive shift in friends. There was a lot of like struggling with health. And so I was struggling with like the party culture and trying to maintain it, but also trying to like take care of myself. And I had a challenging year with a friend, so much so that like so many huge, massive lessons learned that like I really kind of consider my life like pre and post.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Post this year. What year was this?
2019. So
And you were a
essentially-
senior, not a senior.
Yeah, I was a final year at Marymount at Steps.
Okay.
The come down year. It's probably the best way to put it. So I was starting to, now I was like drop kicked into the real world, auditioning, taking class, like barista job, just sort of like trying to figure out a new flow. And I was kind of presented with the realities of what it is to audition. Like I was really presented the realities of what it means to get to your dreams. And I had the very naive understanding and idea that I was going to just be like that next year I was going to be on Broadway. Like I really thought, or like touring with a national tour. Like I really thought at the time.
I mean, you have to think that, right?
Yeah, you have to be delusional.
You have to be the Lulu.
Yeah, exactly. So anyways, what happened was I think I really was like self-sabotaging in these auditions, because when I say like I would show up late, or I'd show up like on the wrong day, or I'd show up like I just was like not, because all I wanted to do, I didn't really want to be there. So when I was presented with the reality of like getting to my dream, which was at the time like the B-Way, I was like, okay, so I have to be in a regional show, then I'll be in a national tour, and then I'll eventually be on Broadway. And so I was just going to like every audition, every non-act call, But I say every, but not even, because I just wanted to either be in class or choreographing in the studio or creating my own work. Like, really, that's all I wanted to be doing. So I'd go to these auditions and I'd get there and I'd be like, who are these people? Like, what are we doing? I don't want to be here. This is not, like, not for me.
Yeah. What part of it is it just the energy of the environment? What a part of it wasn't clicking?
I think it was the energy. I think there's a certain rhythm and routine you got to really hone to be in those spaces.
Totally.
I was rejected every time. And I think it got to a point where I hope I'd be rejected every time. Like when I say self-sabotaging, I really was, because I don't think I was really, it wasn't resonating with me. And I thank God had this incredible mentor named Al Blackstone. And I had told him just sort of like, I'm auditioning for these things. I'm getting cut. I'm like not happy. And he essentially gave me the idea to start Kiss My Face. And he said, so much bigger, like you like fashion and you like music and you like parties and you like creating. He's like, go do that. Like, I think at the time I like heard it, but I wasn't ready. I'd heard it. I don't know how ready I was to hear it because I couldn't see it yet.
No, for sure. It's like when we're also given those mirrors, we're like, I don't like that reflection.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, sure. But like, how do I get called in for Chicago? I don't know. Like, you know,
because the Serena on stage was validating.
Yeah.
I don't like the Serena that you were describing to me early in your life of like, she wanted to be able to be enough for those roles because you made up that sense of validation because of we all do it, right? Like we're supposed, hey, it's safe. It's also going to boost that sense in yourself that had been planted how long ago? So you're kind of chasing an old dream or an old validation even.
Yeah, an old validation. Yeah. Exactly. And so
hard to let go of that.
It was hard to let go, but I also had like another incredible like mentor who just was really honest and kind of pointed out to me. She's like, I feel like you're not showing up at these auditions for a reason. Like, and asked me like a very, like at the time she had asked me, like, why do you hope? Because I'd admit it. I was like, sometimes I hope I get rejected. And she's like, why do you hope you get rejected? And we kind of like both arrived at this answer of like, because I think it would be safer to have not even tried and put myself out there than the humiliation of feeling rejected. Yeah. And also my really, really close friends, my best friends were really like in their own right, like our stars, like as dancers, like talented dancers, like really just beyond, you know, had like gifted. And I think there was a part of me that felt, like small in that because I'm like, oh my God, here they are like dancing for these like world-renowned companies. And I'm, you know, like doing this thing that I'm not even really like happy with or embracing. And then, so I started to more and more, I found more North Stars, like as choreographers, like Ryan Heffington and other kind of artists who like started to maybe expand the mind again. And I was able to, and with like movement technique like Gaga, which also like kind of just opened up my mind enough to accept the fact that maybe my dreams to like be a certain archetype was like not going to happen. Like I was not going to fit that. Yeah. But I could make my destiny. And I started to like understand that more and more.
That's cool.
And develop new dreams.
Okay.
And
what made you like, what was that moment that, because that's pretty powerful. It's like, okay, this archetype is made up because it is.
Yeah.
And as real as it is, it's like, I have put myself into this box.
Yeah.
Told myself that if I didn't achieve what I think I'm supposed to achieve, I'm not enough. You said that a few times. But then there's this moment where you're like, this is actually completely contrived and not real. It's not reality. My reality is actually my own perspective, what I believe in, what ignites me, what excites me. What are those North Stars that are going to get me there? And you just described that beautifully. But what was that moment? Because that is a hard, again, talk about another moment that I'm going to give you so much props on. That's a hard moment to realize. A lot of people don't get there at any stage of life.
Yeah. And I think it honestly was actually it was a bunch of different things because all of a sudden my dream shifted to wanting to like be on Broadway to then wanting to dance for Ryan Heffington. So it just was the same desire, but then shifted to like going from wanting to be the girl wearing Lululemons and Laducas at Pearl Studios to, oh no, I want to be more like him, like dancing for choreographers like him who are like weird, but like sexy creatures and like weird and all this stuff. And then like just starting to develop more of an idea of like what felt good and what felt warm to me. And then honestly, COVID happened. And during COVID, that actually was the turning point. That was when I was like, so I'm not missing what my life was before this. And I don't want to go back to that. And it started to be a slow burn. My parents had sort of inched the idea of college back in my life.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And then I was choreographing more. And then so basically like I left. So during COVID, I was taking a ton of classes still, like, and just dancing like at home.
Cool. Were you back in LA at the time?
I was back in LA until like the summer.
Okay.
So I came back like
for like 6 months or something.
Yeah, I was gone for like maybe 5 months. And then I came back and the city was like both. It was obviously very sad and tragic, but it was an era of New York that actually was really fun and like liberating. Like everyone had moved back into the city. The streets felt big and open and
That's cool.
this sort of like
space.
Yeah, and like this kind of like niche little time that that felt kind of like sort of harbored a community again.
Totally.
And I loved that.
That's really cool.
And it was really fun. And so then I started choreograph more. And then I started to dip my toe back into classes at NYU and their visiting students program because someone told me about that.
Cool.
And then that year I applied back to school. And this more was the big decision. I applied to Steinhardt, which was a program that I like felt good about applying to. And then I got in, and then my dad like cried, like was so like, it was a thing. And I think like I got in, and then I had the idea of Kiss My Face. Interesting. And then I decided that I was like not gonna audition. I wasn't gonna dance anymore. Like that was, I think it was like when I had realized and I had people really just transparently like collapse time. And we're like, time is now collapsed because of COVID. Like
we need to just do what we got to do.
And honestly, it was sort of like, I'm sure if COVID didn't happen, I would have danced more and more, but I probably would have figured out eventually that I didn't really want to be doing that as my career. But because of COVID, like that's why I say it collapsed time, because it was just sort of like
so many people did that for.
Yeah,
it really did.
It just sort of took some years off.
I like to say it also gave you the shit or off the pot mentality. It's
Yeah.
like, do I continue down this road that I was on that's like not really working, or do I recognize that it's not working and get off of it because I was given space and time to see that it was not working?
Yeah.
That's what COVID gave everybody.
For sure.
And either people ignored that mirror and then they stayed on the pot, if I want to keep on that fucking statement.
Yeah.
Or you're like, no, I'm going to get off of it because there's something on this other side. So you got in.
I kind of did both. You know what I mean?
We're allowed to do both. We actually are always.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah. We should always do that.
And stand.
Yeah.
I love that for us.
Love that for us.
So you got into school and didn't go. Is that what you're saying?
No, I did go.
Oh, you did go.
God. I graduated. Oh, yeah. No, like we have a really. I'm still telling people I graduated like 2 years ago.
But I like, honestly, I can see why it's so monumental for you, Serena, because now that I know your
NYU was
like, it's like
I know that's now we're getting into I guess the second chapter of my New York story.
I love it. Do we switch to dessert for the second chapter?
Do you want to?
Do you want to?
I like, yeah, should we get to, okay, so I got into NYU and then
Check it out.
because yeah, it was
Kiss
NYU because
My
what
Face.
happened was it was NYU Kiss My Face and then everything. Yeah. Now it's like the Serena you're seeing today is probably like,
I love it.
so this is crazy.
You know, it's fun to do that.
a while.
Okay, we're in dessert.
Now we're in dessert. So where was I? Humiliations
Yeah.
on 35th Street, being cut from fucking Gun Quit version of fucking Chorus Line. Yeah. I didn't even want to be there.
This is our dessert guest, Bean. You'll see him on the first episode.
Yeah.
And he clearly is going to be sitting with us and distracting me.
And me, apparently.
Apparently. Okay, so humiliation on 35th Street. So you...
And then, then COVID happened, all the things. I started making little things and then applied to NYU, got in. And then decided to go.
Okay.
And I think there was a big part of me that had to it was this weird thing of first of all, going back to school at 24 when everyone else was fucking 18. And
you started freshman year at NYU?
Sophomore year, because I did that 1 year at Marymount.
Okay, so you had some credits.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, got it.
And so I started to, be immersed with these kids who were like really fucking smart and had a large awareness of the world. Yeah. I was in like international education. So I'm like their awareness of not even just the world and politics, but like peace and conflict studies.
Okay.
And their understanding and their attitude towards, I mean, at the time Trump was president, I think.
Yeah, it was 2020.
It was actually no. So Biden was president at this point, but still, it was sort of like understanding this
merger,
other age demographic, and their awareness, their ability to take on and tackle big ideas and do critical thinking, and that was actually really daunting, more so than I probably give credit to, because I really didn't have those skills developed. Like the imposter syndrome was so alarming and large
at NYU.
Looming and large, but alarming for sure. But
so bad.
But I also like loved being there. I love my professors. Like I think it actually ended up being this like very beautiful, like intellectually expansive time.
What were you studying?
I ended up studying, so at first I was studying international education.
Okay.
Then I moved and then I was a minor in peace and conflict studies.
Oh, that's what you were saying. Okay.
Yes. And then I kept my minor in peace and conflict studies, and then I transferred from Steinhardt to Gallatin because I wanted to take more like arts and theory courses.
And is that the name of the college at NYU?
Yeah. Gallatin. Yeah. It's like make your own major. And it's all the kids there, it's like all the classes are, multidisciplinary or like theory based and very kind of, not, I won't say philosophical, but like alternative.
Well,
yeah. Like it's not like Psych 101. It'll be like psych literatures and their counterparts. Like it's like so weird.
Totally.
But I loved it.
Love. Were you dancing at the time?
I stopped dancing.
Oh wow! Okay.
And I was choreographing a lot. I would probably choreograph every week, if not like twice or three times a week, because then I started Kiss My Face. My first week actually at NYU, I started Kiss My Face.
Oh wow! I don't think I realized that. Did you come up? You said you came up with this leading into getting into school. Yeah. What made you come up with it?
Came up with it during COVID. So I know I had mentioned Ryan Heffington.
Yeah.
Who was one of my favorite choreographers and artists. I would honestly even say beyond that. He had this studio in Silver Lake in LA that my dance teacher growing up, she's a close friend of his. It's part of this like kind of community of contemporary dancers over there that were doing this really fun, wild, kind of commercial contemporary stuff in the post like Soothing You Dance era. And it was just like weirdo, wacko stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
And
was it a show? Was it just a content play?
It was just sort of like how they were creatively. And then this one woman had a birthday and she wanted all of her friends to put on a show for her birthday. And I went to this show.
Okay.
And it was like every piece was so fun, but the quality was there and the pieces were like developed and actualized and there was costumes and there was like production value. And I just remember thinking, one, this was able to happen because they have such a niche community of people and they're all friends and they all have their own scene and all stuff. And I really wanted to create that in New York. I think between the Steps Broadway theater community and the Marymount community I developed.
Yeah, totally.
I'm like, as I'm slurring my words, I'm still gonna
sip on the cocktail. But we can slur our words here. No, I'm tracking. Okay, fabulous. Love. We're there.
We're here.
Bean's there. He's so sad too. He's
so sad for my story. So then I started to just call on my friends and my people and explain to them what I had seen in LA. And then COVID did happen. And then during COVID, I was like, okay, I'll just like do it when the world's ready.
Cool. So you were conceptualizing this behind closed doors during I love it.
Yeah.
And did you know who you wanted to work with or like what space you
I knew exactly who I wanted to work with because it was all of my friends.
Love it.
And because we were all there during COVID, it kind of gave us this reignition.
Totally. And you said that earlier, that time here in New York during COVID was like so pivotal community wise.
Yeah, it was.
Because it was camaraderie. There's a sense of like
we all had like free time. We all
totally. We had all the time in the world.
Because everyone's on unemployment. So everyone's getting those checks.
Especially in the art space.
Yeah. So everyone was just sort of like,
Yeah, we're like twiddling our thumbs. We might as well come up with something cool or just experiment.
Yeah. And it was like both this like sort of, it was existential.
Okay.
And also a rebirth. Like I think it was sort of just this time to like kind of rise from the ashes.
Totally. Kiss My Face was born from the ashes. That's sick. Okay.
Or I don't even know if that's accurate because I don't think anything really burned down. I think it was a certain time of my life.
Yes.
Where I hadn't really created anything yet.
Okay.
And so I was like ready to go.
Yeah.
Because it was sort of like everything had just like wiped the slate clean for everyone.
Totally.
So I was like, okay, let's do it.
Damn.
Yeah. And again, like, and I should say, I don't want to like kind of glamorize and romanticize like putting on a show. Like I'm very grateful to say I had support from my friends and family who helped me put this on. Like this was a village effort.
Yeah. But you still spearheaded the village because someone has to.
Yes.
Because we all have ideas, but we don't actually like go through with it.
Yes.
Because you said it already, imposter syndrome can be debilitating, but it can also be motivating.
Yeah.
By recognizing it for what it is.
Yes.
But you were at this time, so you obviously decided that you didn't want to be a dancer anymore.
Yeah.
Because of this like time of COVID being like, wait, this is not what I want to do.
Yeah. And it was just sort of like, I'm not happy coloring with this crayon in the box. Like I want to color with a different crayon.
Love it. And so we picked up the other crayon.
It's
as simple as that, even though it's not simple. It's as simple as that sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
Love. Great.
And so I started Kiss My Face. And then being at school, I think it was also just this time because when you have something that you don't, like I wasn't about to become a teacher in a conflict prone and like place. Totally. So because of that, I was like, oh, I'm here studying, but like I'm really a choreographer. And it gave me of like, yeah, I'm here doing this thing for sure. But what I really do is that.
Totally.
And I feel like even every time I like, I'm doing something that I don't really want to be doing, it always ignites sort of cognitively what always ends up happening. I'm like, wait, why am I doing the thing I want to be doing?
I love that.
It's always this weird thing that happens.
Oh, that's
and so
cool though that you recognize that.
Yeah. And I think school really, thank you. And school really helped that because school was like, right, I don't really want to be doing this, because I think college right now is very career driven. Like at 18, these kids have to know.
Oh, it's insane. We
It's
can go down
crazy.
a whole other tangent on that.
Yeah, like what's expected of you. I mean, granted, I also too was like at 18, I'm going to be a professional dancer, and that didn't pan out either. But I mean, I'm still remaining in that world. But I think like because of going to NYU, that gave me something to like put energy into. So then it let me grow artistically and choreographically because I wasn't only focused on that.
Nah, it wasn't pressure. Actually, ironically, this will be a red thread to my first episode with my brother. He talked about a lot about like when you don't have the oxygen, meaning when you're exploring and you're trying to get clear. He said it so many times. He wasn't clear. When you're trying to get clear and there's pressure to get clear, or there's pressure to figure it out, or pressure to make it happen.
Yeah.
Because that's the only thing. There's not enough oxygen to be able to do it. There's so much relying on it, but sometimes it's okay to admit that we need something else that's a bit more transactional, because it is.
Yeah.
It's transactional. It's not your passion's not what's driving you, but you need something that's a bit more transactional to relieve the pressure from the thing that you're trying to just be exploratory in.
Exactly.
No, so that's what school was, which is so cool. And for some people, it's a traditional 9 to 5 during those exploratory phases. I mean, or different things. There's so many different things that we do. Sometimes it's being a mother, like who knows? But sometimes we have, I don't want to say being a mother is transactional, but it sometimes probably can be. I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Or this.
I'm like, contrary to popular belief. Bean, oh my God, the way Bean just looked at you too.
The way he's leaning on
It
me
was
right
like,
now.
speak for yourself.
He's like, I am your child. What are you talking about? But you know what I mean? So it's cool to hear that, just like, it's authentic in that. Like, I don't need it to be like this amazing 4-year education. I learned and grew up. No, it was transactional, but it gave you intellectual expansion. You were saying it was during an interesting political time. So you were probably getting to interact with people who had this perspective that was probably so interesting and fascinating and all these things. But it's so interesting that you started school and you started Kiss My Face at the same time.
I know, right?
So you had 2 paths.
And Kiss My
Face revealing it at the same time.
Yeah. And I fucking loved NYU. Again, very grateful for the opportunity to go and the gift.
That's cool.
Because I do love the idea that a university, obviously it is like a school like NYU, all these things are way too expensive, but different conversation about that.
I was going to say that's a whole other tangent.
But the idea that like there is a constant search for truth.
Yes.
That like these professors like love something so much that they have dedicated their lives to studying it. I think is really beautiful.
It's really beautiful.
And also I have to say, like, the professors, especially at like Steinhardt, are like rock stars. Like they're so, the way they think about the world and think about what they do, like their craft, and the way that they are also the work they're doing outside of school, because a lot of professors are doing work outside of teaching their classes. It was really inspiring and beautiful.
Really cool. It was probably very monumental in your path to have that kind of, honestly, expansion and knowledge, and to your point, like inspiration that was not inspiration in the field that you're constantly trying to find inspiration in. It's like, oh, it's nice to actually like be ignited by something that like maybe is not my forever, but like they have something to teach me right now. That's really cool, Serena. So you were in school, you're doing Kiss My Face at the same time. You get out of school, like you were joking, it was yesterday, but it was maybe 2 years ago. So 2 years ago, we get out of school and we're in it already. Like because you did both paths at the same time, we're kind of doing Kiss My Face. Play Me Techno also at the same time?
No, so Play Me Techno started the year I finished school. So like the summer after I graduated. And so, okay, yes, I'll go quick on this. So Kiss My Face started in a black box theater at this place called Arts on Site in St. Mark Street off of 3rd Avenue. And it was essentially like your standard dance variety show. But it wasn't really, and there was a party afterwards, but it didn't really see its full vision. And I didn't see its full vision until we had our 3rd one. And that was at $3 Bill. And I knew $3 Bill just for going to parties over there.
I also went to a Kiss My Face show. It was week 2 of me in Bushwick, which is so apropos. Like, I'm new to Bushwick, and I go to a Kiss My Face show in Bushwick. At the end, which was fabulous. My brother had hyped you up so much.
Oh my God, stop.
And it was cool because I think even not knowing you at the time, I walked away from that moment being like, I kind of know who this girl is in a beautiful way, right? Because even just like getting to know you tonight even more so, I'm like, your journey is actually very beautifully reflected in the performance. Because it's this dichotomy of playfulness, but like artistry, and there's some formality to it in the right amount of way. And there's people in the audience that are eloquent in what's going on, but then there's people like me who has no fucking idea what's going on because I'm not in the art space, but I'm able to like pick up on it. And it's, there's giggle, there's humor, there's like, whoa, that is so cool, or like, that is so quirky and interesting, and I'm like feeling it in my body. Like, there was so much emotion that came out of that show. And so like, I just give you again props, because regardless of where you're going, which we can get into in a second of what's sparking that, but like, your journey is bringing you to the now in every way it's supposed to.
Thank you, Taryn.
Of course. And it's so fucking cool to like witness that. So backtracking, long-winded compliment. I think it was, maybe it's the best hell talking, but like it kind of, it was really, really fucking cool to witness. So
thank you.
So $3 bill was a great backtracking, because that was what started up this whole tangent.
So $3 bill, I had been there, and essentially what happened, I'd been there a few times with my friends at just parties, and I reached out to them.
Cool.
And I got really lucky in that, because I had reached out to a few people over the summer, because I knew in my bones, like I knew in my gut, it was always an immediate no to returning to arts on site. Like I really did not, I just knew the way, because the mission of the show is ultimately to create a show with the dancers in this community who I know and admire and love their work, creating high quality work in more underground, grungy places where their work can be irreverent and and free and wild and boundaryless and innovative, and kind of like sparking this next generation of dance makers in New York City. And so I knew if I wanted it to feel underground, it wasn't going to be in a black box theater. Like it needs to kind of have a new essence. And so I'd gone to $3 bill, and I was doing this show at the time with my close friend and our other friend, who we were all just sort of like blindly going about this with not much producer experience at all. But knowing enough and having enough knowledge.
Totally.
And so we're at $3 bill, and the night like will probably go down in history as like one of my favorite nights of my life.
That's so sick.
Just because it was one of those things that like the show presented itself to me.
Yeah.
Like the show, it's sort of like we did all these things. There was definitely nerves. I was in school. I was sort of just trying to, nerves meaning so much unknown. Like I really didn't know what I was trying to do. I didn't know what I was trying to develop. It was the blind leading the blind, but having some awareness, and also having so many friends and people giving their advice, giving their insight, and having so much support. Like, oh my God.
That's so cool. I can literally feel that impact in my body in the way you're describing.
Yeah, thank you. Because people, I mean, especially in the community, one, they want to share their opinion. Two, I think people do want to help. Like, I think people do have insights. I think people, especially in the dance community, is a really niche but robust community of people. This art form.
No, it's so cool. I mean, community is everything. A genuine community, authentic. We all have a goal. We're all trying to get somewhere. But like, but I also believe, and I'm curious your perspective on this. Sure. If you are passionate in an authentic way, it's easy for people to support that. But if you're not,
that's true.
If you're not, then it's really hard. Because I always like to say, if you want something, ask for it, like be clear.
Yeah.
Otherwise, people don't know how to help you.
That's true.
But that same goes energetically. Like if you energetically are in it, and you also are forthcoming and like what you're trying to accomplish, then people in your community be like, I actually can help you with that.
Yeah.
And I know it's going to serve as something that is truly fulfilling, not something that is checking a box or coming from a place of, I mean, we're all coming from a place that we're not going to be able to operate from.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean. That's
sure.
so cool. So it sounds like this specific Kiss My Face was very monumental.
Yeah.
But it was would you say the biggest takeaway from that Kiss My Face is the recognition of like all the people in your life and how they showed up and all the pieces of the pie that made it what it was. Like, meaning like the accumulation of what it was wasn't just the end result, it was everything leading into it. Yes? Or what would you, that's kind of a, I'm taking up, what was your biggest takeaway from it in a positive way?
Yeah.
And a negative way.
I think the biggest takeaway was I really was at the same, while it was incredible and amazing, I had to just trust a lot. And there were things I was trying to micromanage. And I think there are things I still to this day have to stop micromanaging with the show.
Good reflection.
But to really just kind of like trust. Like it really, I can't describe it other than the night became what it was supposed to be. And it felt like we had all done a lot of labor of love, but at the same time, it was kind of like a universe spiritual, just like it happened. And I saw it and I was like, oh my God, whoa. Like it was just
so cool.
Yeah, it was very cool in that way. And then the mission started refining. And then the mission started to form. And then I started to see more of what I wanted. And then I started to have more of a clear vision of what I wanted the show to be, where I wanted it to go. Like it became this show of like I do with, like there's been each tear to kiss my face has been coming into different things in each iteration. So the first two was like, let's do this show with my community, with my friends, with the people I love. The third show showed what it was about, to moving from that place to more of like an elevated place of, oh no, we're creating a show that really is needed and matters and is for our generation. And then the fourth show became something like grounded in, oh no, now we're a show that's like has an identity and a brand, and we're irreverent and we're loud and we're fun. And
so cool.
It's, it's electric, and the dancing is, equally as electric and equally as fun. And the audience has become its own character. And then the fifth was like, okay, now we have our own brand and aesthetic and kind of world that we're building. And then the sixth was like,
and that was the one I went to?
You came to the seventh.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's like each one. And then it elevated from, okay, now this is a dance variety show that merges club culture and dance. And now this is something that I want to maintain the dance of it. I want to maintain the craft. I want to maintain the quality. I want to even refine the quality of what we bring in the space. I want it to remain irreverent, but I want it to be a show that's changing the landscape of dance shows in New York City. And so, it's still integrated in nightlife, but it's kind of like really refining and finding the tree trunk. Like I want it to be a show, and we describe it as Martha Graham and Charlie XCX partying in the basement of an opera house. Like, whoa. Or are we going to define it as,
what a mission.
Thank you. And like, are we going to define it as, like we have dancers from Hamilton doing a homoerotic duet, and then we have an ABC principal dancer doing drag and a thong, and then we have two soloists from Ballet BC like doing this like sexual duet in strobe. Like it's about it's like the underground world of like what dance is and can be, but taking people, both emerging artists and these people who are dancing in these, companies or established places, and letting them kind of let their freak flag fly.
I love it.
So like that's what Kiss My Face was. And it was sort of like everything about it slowly over the past 4 years now has like come into what it is. And it's still developing and it's still continuing. And it's like what happened. And I learned a lot of valuable lessons.
So at this very moment, you feel like Kiss My Face is evolving. Yeah. So this moment in time, Kiss My Face will continue to evolve to these new chapters. And something else that I would love to just quickly is like, I admire that there was a mission, there was a set intention, but you've allowed it to evolve. I think we are so rigid when we have an idea and a dream.
Yeah.
We see the end goal potentially, but we also see like the how to, and we've talked about this actually, and when we got to know each other, it's like we have to almost relinquish the how.
We have to, you have to.
You have to.
The how is not your job. The why is your job. So my mission, and even my mission shifts, but I still think the seed of the why is still there. Now there's a bunch more whys.
100%.
And maybe one takes precedent over the other.
That's a really cool way of putting
But
it.
yeah.
The little I was picturing like a sack of seeds.
Yes.
Weird, but like
Yeah.
where did that come from? We're adding seeds to the sack. And it's okay because it's actually like becoming more lush. It's going to create more nutrients and more fruit and more flowers. Whoa, my tangent's going weird.
No, I love it.
But like, I think there's a world in which what you said is the why drives you and the why then multiplies. But the how, you said it's not our job.
No, it's really not. And because I honestly think if I were to have designed the how 5 years ago, 10 years ago, I wouldn't want to be in that how now.
Oh, interesting. That's some serious takeaways.
Yeah. Like, I think I can't even imagine. The universe has a greater imagination than I do. And I don't want to say that to take my own power because I also have a beautiful imagination.
Of course you do.
And I think it's good to put out rockets of desire. But I think that 10 years ago, I never would have understood Kiss My Face. But I'm so happy to be doing it.
Love that.
I mean, even beyond that, I don't even know if I'd wanted to create my own show.
Interesting. Okay.
I mean, maybe. I don't fucking know.
Who knows?
But yeah. But I think the why, you have to be really clear on the why so that the how will follow. Because when you're really passionate on that, then everything else will kind of fall into place, I think.
Yeah, the right people, the right things.
Yeah, because you'll be passionate about it.
Yeah.
And people follow that. As you said, it's authentic.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
People they feel that. It's palpable and people follow it.
Yeah, I want to be part of it.
And also I think if the why is really passionate, you'll find a way to make it happen.
100%. Do you feel like, okay, so this is actually gonna maybe talk about your future plans, but something that I will ask everybody, I ask everybody even not on this, if resources weren't a thing, what are you doing tomorrow?
If resources weren't a thing.
Like, and that can come from like, and that also can come from a place energetically. Because a lot of the times things that hold us back are actually ourselves.
Like realistically, what am I doing tomorrow? Like,
I always like to joke.
Should I scale? Like, should I be like, oh, I'm meaning like my perfect day? Or like, if resources weren't a thing, what would be like the dream of what, like, how unrealistic can I get?
As unrealistic as fucking possible. Because that's the point. That's the point.
Okay.
If resources, energy, physical, are not limiting you, like if you want to be a fucking princess, then great.
Okay.
That's the dream. I want to go that much there.
Tomorrow. Okay. So then that means tomorrow would be I wake up and get a coffee from Abrazo, my favorite coffee shop on 7th and 1st.
Wait, love. Go. We should go.
No, it's so good.
That you're taking.
It's beyond. No, we're gonna go. It's
You're
so
taking me.
Okay, so I would get in the studio with my favorite collaborators. We'd make something that's just like beyond divine.
What makes it divine?
I think what makes it divine is it is this perfect collaboration of accessing looking at the body, especially the female body, differently. Tapping into eroticism with sort of a self-aware quirkiness, with a self-aware sort of like primal, not self-aware, but like primal eroticism merged with like a deadpan, sexy, like quirkiness.
Wow.
And we'd make that, and then we would either go and film a whole like gorgeous, stunning like campaign concept shoot that would be in Vivienne Westwood Couture, and it would just be like beyond. And then that would happen, and then we would campaign would be fab.
So it's like it's a strategic
Kiss My
brand collaborator for
Yes.
this art piece.
Yes.
I love it.
And then honestly, would it be a Kiss My Face at the end of the night with MC with like the best of maybe Kiss My Face choreographers would come back and make new pieces. And it would be like a totally new show. And
Like an extension of this like like this piece that you made. Like it's almost like you have content, digital, IRL, and like a brand partner that reaches the masses.
Yes.
Love.
And then at the Kiss My Face, the audience would just be so electric.
I mean, almost.
Josh Sharp would be in it, Cole Escola would be in it, and Noah Galvin would be in it.
I don't know any of these people
As well.
tour the art world and the dance world will know.
They're all incredible performers and minds and comedians. And then choreographers who have been just like incredible assets to the show in the past. And then the audience would just be beyond electric, because my goal right now in creating anything is I just want people to care. Like I feel like we're in such a deficit of caring right now, because we have to protect ourselves from what we're either seeing, we're overstimulated by, just the way that our collective is like engaging with the world, and our dopamine and our brain chemistry is constantly ever shifting, that I just want people to care.
From an authentic place. It's not a manipulated place.
Yeah,
it's not a place
to like feel joy. Like I want them to feel joy, or I want them to like understand suffering differently or pain differently, or like see for like the women doing the work, like doing the choreographed piece and work. I want them to see like pleading in their sexuality in the same vein.
Love that.
Right?
Yeah, totally.
So
Totally.
like pain and pleading and our sexuality is the same
on the same
field, vein, thread.
Love it. All the words.
Vein. Yeah. But yeah.
No, it's like there's like it's so. And what's your role? Is it a creative director in this?
Oh, choreographer and creative director. Yeah. Artistic director.
Love. Okay. So my next question for you is, what if? Okay, again, I'm sitting here, but you're you, and you are future.
Yeah.
So this is the person that's done this. What advice are you giving you to make it happen?
Oh my God, future Serena.
And what is she telling you? Like, what is she being like? And it could be super simple. Like, what is she guiding you to kind of like see so that you know that this is possible?
Be patient.
Ooh, I love that.
Be patient. It doesn't have to happen right now, and it shouldn't happen right now. You're not ready.
Wow. Okay. And now what advice are you giving?
You're not ready in a defeating way.
No.
And a don't force it.
No,
like,
that's power, Serena. Yes.
Let it all happen.
Let it happen in its own time. And then again, like you said earlier, let go of the how. And then my next question is, what are you actually giving your younger self? Like, what are you telling? And you kind of said it earlier, but what advice are you giving your younger self to get to where you are now? Almost also to help heal your younger self.
Yeah. Let go. Like, fly and be free.
That word again.
But don't attach yourself to what you thought it was going to look like. You have to unlock the cage, maybe the armor that you think it has to look a certain way for it to be accomplished. Like, you have to detach from what you thought it was going to look like and just love what is and love what is going to happen and embrace it.
So real.
And don't let your intimidation become a block. Choose to be inspired and choose to learn, because you will avoid taking many steps back before you go forward. Choose just to go forward at that point. Like, if someone is doing something and jealousy arises, choose to let the jealousy pass and look at what is clearly speaking to you.
Yeah.
And notice what you like about it. Take notes on what you appreciate for it and then learn from it. But soften so that you can do that.
Yeah, for like what you said, let go in it.
Yeah.
Let it be.
Let it be.
Yeah. Like acknowledge and then surrender.
Mm-hmm.
That's some of my biggest lessons in life. No,
Yeah.
that is goosebumpy, beautiful, Serena, in so many ways. I know I'm sad for what's to come for you.
Oh my God.
Like so much so. I want to be, like you said,
Taryn.
what do we say? When it's passionate and it's authentic and it's vulnerable and it's real, you're going to recruit and you're recruiting me. I want to be a part of it. And even if it's just this moment of me being a part of it, like I see you and I believe in you. And regardless, like it's gonna happen. And to your point, who knows how, but it's gonna happen. And
Yeah.
I'm so excited for you.
Thank you.
And I like your vulnerability and everything that you shared in your story. I know it felt, because it's your story, it felt maybe not generic is the right word for it, but it felt like, oh yeah, maybe this has just already been, no. Your story had value and it had lessons and it had vulnerability and it had just so much that honestly has gotten you to where you are. And it's like given me a little bit of like, oh shit, like we're not alone. You know what I mean? And people will feel that too. So thank you for sharing. Thank you for being here so much. Seriously. I hope you enjoyed. We had a little dessert from
Little cupcakes.
Cupcakes, very common.
It's so good.
And we're feeling all the feels.
Thanks so much. Thank you. Bye.